In the scramble for COVID tests, Colorado turned to a brand new company. 2 months and $90 million later, the state says those tests were unreliable. State legislature now wants an investigation and an answer as to whether the state should have known better. Here's politics guy Marshall Zellinger.
Curative, which provides walk-up PCR and antigen tests in Aurora and Arvada, had a lucrative contract with the state of Colorado that ended abruptly this year. The state paid Curative $90 million for COVID tests, primarily for long-term care facilities. After using the tests in November, December, and January, the state stopped using Curative when the FDA alerted about false results, particularly false negative results.
I think that we need to investigate and find out why this no-bid contract went to this company. So it's not necessarily anything to do with politics or the governor's office or the Democrat majority in the legislature. It's really CDPHE, who I think may have entered into a contract under very suspicious circumstances.
Republican State Senator Rob Woodward wants the contract and decisions around it audited by state lawmakers to make sure the expensive contract was not agreed to because of political favors.
To me, we've seen enough indications that there is something there. You know, whether it's enough to say that there was wrongdoing, I don't know.
The state looked for additional providers, like Curative, to get test results faster.
A decision needed to be made. It was taking anywhere from 7 to 11 days to get results back through the channels that we were using, which were likely much better tests, but if they don't come back for a week, they're not very helpful.
Dr. Gregory Gom is the chief medical officer for Vivage Senior Living, which has more than 30 facilities in Colorado. Before the guidance from the FDA, Gom emailed his concerns about questionable Curative test results.
They found too many false negatives. We found too many false positives.
In March, the state provided this slide showing the use of Curative's tests inside nursing homes did not lead to a spike in deaths.
How was the decision made? And if you had to make another decision like that down the road, what would you do different? I think it's a good idea.
Senator Woodward started to ask the audit committee today to vote to audit the contract, and then he withdrew that to give the committee more time to look at why he wants to do this. That committee will decide next month. But since this is politics, Kyle, even if the committee agrees, it will take probably a year from when the committee decides how large of a scope the audit will be in the first place.
So it's not like this is going to be turned around into immediate findings for the COVID test that we're procuring now. Marcia, I mean, obviously it's a political thing. We just kind of assume that if a Democrat at the Capitol wants this to happen, it's going to happen. Is there any chance that fellow Democrats or some Republicans block this investigation?
Probably not Republicans. The committee is equal. I think it's 4-4, Republicans and Democrats. So it just takes one Democrat. I think they just need a majority to say yes to the audit. But I guess we would be talking back here again. Why wouldn't you want to audit something when $90 million was spent and the results were not what you thought they were?
Yep. All right. Marshall Zellinger and I out here looking like the wall at an optician shop. Thank you, Marshall.